English language daily live news program, which will commence on November the 1st, 2024, if not sooner. The programs will broadcast live each weekday, Monday through Friday, at prime time from 6 p.m. to midnight from VBS Studios located in Orange County, California. VBS broadcasts through 12 connected digital systems: YouTube, Facebook, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, Amazon TV, Sony Smart TV, LG Smart TV, Samsung Smart TV, Google Play, Apple Store, and VBSTelevision.com. VBS also broadcasts throughout the entire state of California through three free-to-air channels, including KJLA 57.6 in Southern California, KSCZ 16.14 in San Jose, and KMMC 30.6 in San Francisco. VBS broadcasts 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. We look forward to bring you important, timely news coverage and commentary regarding politics, business, culture, and religion on a local basis here in Orange County, statewide in California, nationally throughout the United States, and also internationally, especially with respect to Vietnam and Southeast Asia. Please join in and have a wonderful time with us. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to VBS Broadcasting System's new show called Strike Zone. My name is Bill Jensen, and away we go. I'd like you to know that some of the profiles that we're going to follow here, and some of the folks that I want to give credit to for doing homework and being in the field and working around the world and around the country to make all of these different subject matter reports available, I want to make sure I give credit to them, because we are pulling from everywhere to inform the American people that this election we're about to have with Donald Trump is one of the most important elections, at least in my lifetime, with regard to assuring the American people that we have a chance to restore this republic and repair the damage that has been done. Besides thanking Donald Trump for stepping forward, I would like to give credit to the Freedom Caucus in the Congress for doing what they do. Real American News and the War Room who report, and that's everybody from the owners of the Herring family for One American News, and a list of others which I will continually go through and try to give credit as we go. Ben Berquim, Law and Border, buddy, I cannot tell you how proud I was to see you save those that particular Chinese refugee out in the middle of the jungle, reunite him with their family when he was taking a treacherous trail. That was a heck of a report, and I wish more people would watch it. There are things happening here that the United States government, through the Harris administration, has encouraged, that has caused a mass exodus into this country and a full-blown invasion. We're going to cover that, but I'd like to jump to some local news regarding the hurricane in North Carolina and the recovery that is now going to be in progress from Helena. The weather there has started to allow the waters to recede, but the winds have picked up. This is hampering airlift operations to try and recover the injured or deliver emergency services, water, food, medical supplies, etc. So wind is going to be an issue for a little bit of time. While it would normally be in some of these areas a 4-hour drive to get to basic hospital services and things that you would need outside of the hurricane impact area, there are bridges washed out everywhere, communities that are completely stranded. The locals are using boats and the water as a way to navigate to those people in distress. I would also like to mention that it seems that FEMA is unseen by the locals on the ground, and that the National Guard and the regular military have been the most recognized for at least being in the area, but FEMA seems to be absolutely unaccounted for. The other reports that I've heard from news broadcast systems have absolutely pointed a finger directly at the Harris administration and Biden administration for just an absolute failure to respond correctly or have budgeted or prepared to come into the strike zone from that hurricane in a timely fashion. The neighbors, the retired military, the firefighters are all stepping up to help each other out, and that seems to be the order of the day. There will be more to report. I wish I had photos to show you from AP Network News, but I don't have those available to me right this minute. Just know that Donald Trump has worked with Elon Musk. They've tried to make Starlink available to the area to get emergency communications established, and that seems to be another major step forward, and again, coming from the private sector, not coming from the government. If that doesn't tell you what kind of a president Donald Trump would be, to be working with a guy like Elon Musk, and in the middle of a hurricane rescue, when the most powerful government in the world is absent without leave, there isn't a better example of what's happening on the ground. Moving along, I'd like to report that Gordon Chang made an observation yesterday about the North Koreans blowing up some bridges in South Korea, and everyone is wondering what is causing this reaction by Kim Jong-un to take such drastic response actions. The question is, will there be a way to sit down and talk to him and bring this, walk this back a little bit? Where is it going and why is it going down this road? This seems to be an unknown situation. You could only hypothecate and say maybe someone is challenging or being challenged by in a loyalty situation, as Gordon Chang put it, and that possibly it has to do with economic conditions measured with that loyalty, or maybe the exodus of people. We'll keep you informed as more details are made available. J.D. Vance, in his recent debate with Vice President Harris, was a very weak situation where the hard questions were not asked. We spent more time on the softball questions or the political questions than we did talking about the hundreds of billions of dollars that are being spent on illegals, or the 600,000 convicted criminals that were let into the United States, and how many rapes, murders, and assaults were committed in the course of this, and how the media is basically discouraging, if not hiding, the true numbers of the amount of Americans that are affected by fentanyl on a daily basis, car accidents on a daily basis, murders, rapes, assaults, robberies. We're being invaded, and there is nothing but criminal from the treasonous office of the United States Attorney General, where the border is concerned. The botched hurricane response, and Kamala Harris and the Democrats' selection of Tim Walz as a vice president has their campaign in trouble as far as I'm concerned. You wish that J.D. Vance could have set the questioning up so that we might have heard some more real type conversation about the economy, about the price of oil, the price of groceries, and the basic remedies that any politically elected official would take to correct the course of this country, and none of that was addressed. The issue needs to be debated once again, wouldn't you say? I doubt that Kamala Harris will step up whatsoever for another debate like that, and certainly it will not be by conservative orators. So given that, I would like to just take a minute again to thank guys like Robert Herring, Pearson Sharp, Dan Ball, Ted Nugent, Charlie Kirk, Tucker Carlson, Sean Hannity, Dan Bongino, Mark Levine, Glenn Beck, and not to forget Rush Limbaugh, Sebastian Gorka, Robert O'Neill, you're still my hero, my middle name is O'Neill, all of the Navy SEALs and the Armed Forces. Thank you very much for everything that you've done to help try to put this country back on course. My name is Bill Jensen. This is The Strike. Ladies and gentlemen, VBS Television Network is pleased to announce a new and exciting English language daily live news program which will commence on November the 1st, 2024, if not sooner. The programs will broadcast live each weekday, Monday through Friday at prime time from 6 p.m. to midnight from VBS Studios located in Orange County, California. VBS broadcasts through 12 connected digital systems: YouTube, Facebook, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, Amazon TV, Sony Smart TV, LG Smart TV, Samsung Smart TV, Google Play, Apple Store, and VBSTelevision.com. VBS also broadcasts throughout the entire state of California through 3 free-to-air channels, including KJLA 57.6 in Southern California, KSCZ 16.14 in San Jose, and KMMC 30.6 in San Francisco. VBS broadcasts 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. We look forward to bringing you important, timely news coverage and commentary regarding politics, business, culture, and religion on a local basis here in Orange County, statewide in California, nationally throughout the United States, and also internationally, especially with respect to Vietnam and Southeast Asia. Please join in and have a wonderful time with us. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is VBS News Strike Zone, and my name is Bill Jensen. I would like to just readdress the situation with Hurricane Helene in North Carolina. The damage there from the videos that are coming in are catastrophic. Areas and towns have been just wiped off the map. There are hundreds of destroyed transformers and power stations. This place has definitely stepped back into the dark. I feel bad. The rains are still setting in, and while the waters are trying to recede, the number of people that are probably still in trouble hasn't even begun to be marked out. The ability for us to reach them is going to be the sort of thing that we're going to have to keep in the media if we expect to push the federal government into any action any quicker. I can't thank the National Guard enough for what they may be trying to do. Hopefully the governors and those commanders, those base commanders and airlift commanders can establish those on-scene command posts as quickly as possible. I think they're best suited. I served in the reserves for just this kind of thing on a disaster response force, and I would hope that those National Guard units have the lead on this. Not just the Air National Guard, but the Army National Guard. They have the equipment facilities. I would say that Carolina being in the proximity of most of the heavy-duty military equipment, somebody should be able to come and offer some sort of relief, but we'll try to keep this in the news so that you can see what's going on, and we'll try to report back as soon as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, the issue I'd like to cover next is this hurricane is an exact reason why we should be ever vigilant on trying to see that Trump is reelected with J.D. Vance. There are hundreds of admirals, generals, military officials, and Gold Star parents that would like to, that have basically endorsed President Trump for this election. I would invite you to visit the website for Trump to see who these generals and admirals are that are backing him now, because we know now that the former list of intelligence people that signed up for the Russia Gate and the Russia farce, they are and truly were an absolute covert operation to overthrow a republic. And they were involved with people that need to be challenged. They need to be placed under deposition. Some of them need to be arrested, and a number of them need to go to jail. What happened in that stolen election was and is still coming to light with even more evidence than just 2,000 mules. But in the course of that, I think that you could see that the Democrats are in a bit of a panic because their numbers are sliding, and the fact that they're going to try to let U.S. government, they're letting the U.S. government sue the states to let illegals vote. What planet are we living on? Whoever filed that lawsuit should be taken up for treason. I can't even imagine who would go into a court of law in the United States and say, you have to let illegal aliens vote. You don't have a right for voter ID. You cannot stop them from voting. That is the definition of treason. If the vote isn't protected, we don't have a country. So at what point do you put your foot down and say, put some of those people in jail? That's what they fear from Donald Trump the most. Not revenge, not vindication, justice. Just pure justice. Hand it out and watch what happens. You got a guy like Elon Musk worth $300 billion going to support Donald Trump. Did you see Elon at the microphone? I don't know who was more excited, me or him. I love to see how excited he was in front of that crowd at that microphone to step up, take a position, unafraid of anything, blow back. And Elon, thank you very much for taking over Twitter and giving us our voice back. You should get a presidential citation for that. What you did for us is nothing short of Benjamin Franklin and the press stamping out ink pamphlets in the back room from 1776. You're a patriot, and I'm proud to mention you, give you credit, do anything I can to hold the truth up to the light well enough to let the United States of America see what you've done. For those who don't know, Obama, Harris, Biden, they're in a panic so bad that Kamala is losing, that Jack Smith is out making fake charges against the president again. And that's a guy who needs to be locked up for 3 years, the same way they did the January 6ers. If anybody should be in jail, it should be him. But you can see in these scrambles and all of the mistakes that they're making that they're taking a backslide right before the election. And when we talk about, was it a stolen election? I think everyone can say now, yes, it was a stolen election. Not only do we have 2,000 mules, Mark Zuckerberg has finally admitted, confessed, and in writing that he was coerced by the deep state, the Washington, D.C. swamp, the CIA, the FBI, Biden, Kamala, to silence conservative voices and basically do nothing about the Biden laptop, which turned out to be true. And that included all of those intelligence folks that said all of this was nothing but Russian hoax. Now we know that that was not the case. So yes, we have witnessed a deep state try to eliminate a fair election, steal that election, and then put a bunch of criminals into the White House. And that's why we've got the meltdown that we do with the inflation that we have right now, because a bunch of idiots are at the helm and all they can worry about is a sick political agenda that is designed to do nothing less than take this country down. That's what happens when criminals are allowed to take that White House away from a rightful vote and a rightful president that was lined up to be there. when you look at January 6th and you consider the fact now that we know that this was an orchestrated attack to interrupt a vote on the congressional floor, where the first time in what, 100 years, 150 years, we had a senator come down to recount the electoral votes and send them back to the states, while governors were locking the state capitol buildings to prevent the legislatures from coming back in to voluntarily validate those votes that they thought might be corrupt, that caused wrongful electoral ballots votes to go to Washington, D.C. Those governors participated in that. And that investigation ought to run that deep. Every governor that locked their legislature up, locked their legislature out of their state capital, should be as a part of that investigation. That vote, if it would have gone through on January the 6th, would have sent those votes back for reevaluation by the states. As per the Constitution, what's the big deal? Send it back, get a count, get it right. Oh no, we've had an attack. We were interrupted. The vote changed. And now you've got people locked up on January 6th that were somehow not entitled to be arraigned, charged, sentenced. They're just political prisoners in the United States of America. Bad, really bad. That was a stolen election. We have the information now. I hope the right president and the right U.S. Attorney General gain power so that they can come in and prosecute these people right to the bone. Gavin Newsom in the state of California has announced that he is going to outlaw voter ID rules. Now, again, is that the definition of treason? You're going to outlaw voter ID rules so that when a guy like me takes out my driver's license and puts it down and says, I'm Bill Jensen, I'm allowed to vote. No, you can't do that. An absolute stranger can walk up, grab a ballot, vote, and you don't get to challenge him. And then what happens? This thing gets counted. There's no check on the signature. And the next thing you know, we have boxes and boxes of ballots. Where do these come from? I don't know. How about the millions of people that just poured across the border and they're being given driver's licenses and automatically registered to vote in the state of California while the governor is saying we're going to outlaw voter ID? Kind of looks like a setup, doesn't it? I don't know about you, but that's where I'm backing people like the Heritage Foundation, Judicial Watch with Tom Fitton, Dinesh Souza and 2,000 Mules, Kash Patel, Rudy Giuliani. These guys have all seen it happen. And I'm going to bring you that message the best that I can, because you deserve to hear from all of these people that are spending millions of dollars gathering information, risking their lives the way Ben Berkwam does on Law and Border, to go down and bring us back truth and pictures that you will never see on ABC, NBC, CBS. You're never going to see it. Here you will. If you go to the War Room and you look up Law and Border, you will find out absolutely that you're going to have irrefutable evidence that the millions of people that are pouring through the hundreds, if not thousands of people that are dying in the process from capsized boats in the water at night off the shores of Panama are just horrendous. And the military down there is trying to recover those bodies. Ladies and gentlemen, we're suffering from an illegal invasion in the United States to towns in Ohio, to Nebraska, to Kansas, to California. That we have the number of people that are coming through are overrunning the medical system, the school system, the welfare system, and Americans can't get the help that they need. This has to stop. It will stop when you elect Donald Trump as the president, I am sure. You will find no greater supporter than me in the course of that. And if we could, I'd like to shift over to something by just letting you know that you could shop through the Great Patriot Store. And if you're shopping through the Great Patriot Store, it will help you eliminate and boycott those communist companies, socialist companies, those woke corporations, and those woke businesses that are taking your money, your profit, pouring it back into advertising and donations to the liberal left that is stuffing the ballot boxes. You can cut them out because Great Patriot Store is helping you identify some of that boycott. And we're going to bring you other advertisers on the strike zone that will identify how we can fight back as conservative Republicans, conservative Americans, conservative Democrats, conservative liberals, and say, we're not going to give our money to these people that are going to tear our country down. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to another subject here with Dinesh D'Souza. I don't know if you know it, but back in 2013, the system went after him pretty hard because he was doing some pretty tough journalism on the deep state. And he served 8 months in prison for donating too much of his own money to a campaign for a friend that was running for office. And they came with him hook, line, and sinker and thought they had taken him out permanently. But thank God, Dinesh, please keep the faith. Guys like you are the reason that guys like me are sitting in this chair right now, voicing our opinion. And I happen to have found VBS Broadcasting System, who is, I think, demonstrating to be as fearless as One America News, as fearless as the War Room, to try to bring this message to the next 50 to 100 million people. The movie documentary, documentaries that Dinesh D'Souza does are fact-finding, and they tend to bring those fact-based kind of movies together. And in those documentaries that he puts together, you will find that vindicating Trump in a cinematic narrative is in a one-on-one conversation, a remake of maybe your understanding of who Donald Trump really is and what it means to see him behind the scenes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is VBS Broadcasting System, and you are listening to The Strike Zone, and my name is Bill Jensen. Ladies and gentlemen, VBS Television Network is pleased to announce a new and exciting English language daily live news program which will commence on November the 1st, 2024, if not sooner. The programs will broadcast live each weekday, Monday through Friday at prime time from 6 p.m. to midnight from VBS Studios located in Orange County, California. VBS broadcasts through 12 connected digital systems: YouTube, Facebook, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, Amazon TV, Sony Smart TV, LG Smart TV, Samsung Smart TV, Google Play, Apple Store, and VBSTelevision.com. VBS also broadcasts throughout the entire state of California through 3 free-to-air channels, including KJLA 57.6 in Southern California, KSCZ 16.14 in San Jose, and KMMC 30.6 in San Francisco. VBS broadcasts 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. We look forward to bringing you important, timely news coverage and commentary regarding politics, business, culture, and religion on a local basis here in Orange County, statewide in California, nationally throughout the United States, and also internationally, especially with respect to Vietnam and Southeast Asia. Please join in and have a wonderful time with us. Ladies and gentlemen, VBS Television Network is pleased to announce a new and exciting English language daily live news program which will commence on November the 1st, 2024, if not sooner. The programs will broadcast live each weekday, Monday through Friday at prime time from 6 p.m. to midnight from VBS Studios located in Orange County, California. VBS broadcasts through 12 connected digital systems: YouTube, Facebook, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, Amazon TV, Sony Smart TV, LG Smart TV, Samsung Smart TV, Google Play, Apple Store, and VBSTelevision.com. VBS also broadcasts throughout the entire state of California through 3 free-to-air channels, including KJLA 57.6 in Southern California, KSCZ 16.14 in San Jose, and KMMC 30.6 in San Francisco. VBS broadcasts 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. We look forward to bringing you important, timely news coverage and commentary regarding politics, business, culture, and religion on a local basis here in Orange County, statewide in California, nationally throughout the United States, and also internationally, especially with respect to Vietnam and Southeast Asia. Please join in and have a wonderful time with us. Ladies and gentlemen, VBS Television Network is pleased to announce a new and exciting English language daily live news program which will commence on November the 1st, 2024, if not sooner. The programs will broadcast live each weekday, Monday through Friday at prime time from 6 p.m. to midnight from VBS Studios located in Orange County, California. VBS broadcasts through 12 connected digital systems: YouTube, Facebook, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, Amazon TV, Sony Smart TV, LG Smart TV, Samsung Smart TV, Google Play, Apple Store, and VBSTelevision.com. VBS also broadcasts throughout the entire state of California through 3 free-to-air channels, including KJLA 57.6 in Southern California, KSCZ 16.14 in San Jose, and KMMC 30.6 in San Francisco. VBS broadcasts 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. We look forward to bringing you important, timely news coverage and commentary regarding politics, business, culture, and religion on a local basis here in Orange County, statewide in California, nationally throughout the United States, and also internationally, especially with respect to Vietnam and Southeast Asia. Please join in and have a wonderful time with us. Hello everyone, my name is Bill Jensen and you are watching The Strike Zone on VBS Broadcasting System, and I would like to continue today's program by giving a shout out to Wayne Allen Root in those famous words, "Where are you, Wayne?" I gotta love it when Donald Trump calls you out of a crowd, and I gotta thank you for all of your energy, all of your research, all of your study. As an American, I couldn't be better informed than some of the stuff that you bring, and I am so glad that you're close enough to President Trump that you can have those daily conversations about the really key critical issues, and some of your picks and choices and calls that were just dead on. Wayne Allen Root, you're another American hero. I am doing my best to disseminate the information that will win for Donald Trump. And of all the people that I've given information to and recognized, from the Congressional Freedom Caucus to Peter Navarro, Steve Bannon, Jack Posobiec, Robert Herring, Pearson Sharp, Dan Ball, Ted Nugent, all the guys we're all on the same team. And I am trying to bring the message that all of you give me so that I can relay that through another media that is potentially reaching up to 100 million people. Ladies and gentlemen, to pick up where we left off, is there anyone that you know that absolutely believes that electronic voting machines are safe? Is there anybody that you know that believes that electronic voting machines can't be tampered with? That they're absolutely safe and that nothing could possibly go wrong? Is there anybody that you know that wouldn't rather have a paper ballot even if it meant a hanging Chad, is there anybody that wouldn't rather have a paper ballot so that you could say, this is my ballot. I own this ballot. I poked that hole in that ballot right there. That's me. And that's my signature. And my vote counts. None of us want to be canceled out by a voting machine that's been tampered with. And if you watched 2000 Mules and any of the other CIA, FBI, former agents and intelligence officers that demonstrated the level of attacks that took place against the United States from both Russia, China, and other countries, you knew that if there was anything hooked up to a web, internet, modem, whatever, that it had access to our voting machines. So common logic says that with all these statistical odds, those voting machines were tampered with. But because we have a treasonous, absolute derelict at the wheel for a U.S. Attorney General, not one step of corrective actions has ever been taken because it ensured that this criminal democratic social network that is occupying the White House took place. And it isn't far from the intelligence agencies that assisted them in that process, which means it's not far from the Pentagon at the end of the day. And myself and others, a lot of which I listed and called out loud, all of us that are former military, none of us appreciates the fact that a deep state has taken control of our country, our military, our executive branch. We still believe in this country, and we are not going to let go. We're not going to take our eyes off. As journalists, we are going to stay focused, and we are going to reach as deeply into the subject matter as we possibly can to provide the Attorney General with everything that he needs, the new Attorney General that's coming, the one that you can't stop, Washington, D.C. When he gets there, I hope that he absolutely unleashes a big barrel of justice and passes it out evenly to everyone that deserves it. And we need that kind of house cleaning. Ladies and gentlemen, there are ballot makers in the United States, and the states hire these companies to make ballots. Thank you, Wayne Allen Root, for teaching me so much the other night. Anyone can print these ballots. So now, to put it in Wayne Allen Root's words, now that that cover is blown, what are you going to do next? Because if you can't just print fake ballots and throw them in a box and throw them in a truckload and deliver them, what are you going to do? And can you burn those ballots fast enough after the election count to make sure that nobody ever finds out that it was fake ink, that it was fake paper, that they weren't really true ballots? They just happened to burn in a truck by accident and nothing was left? Did you know that Wayne Allen Root was a victim of the IRS for 4 years, that he was targeted and hit over and over again, trying to put him out of business, find a way to take him down? This is why I fear the fact that we have 86,000 new IRS agents given guns. That needs to be reversed. As a matter of fact, when it's that far out of control, that particular part of government needs to be shut down completely. And we need to establish an absolute new office of taxation, some other method, some other fair method that would allow all Americans to pay some level of tax, but not allow a given branch to be politically used, allow a political branch to politically use the IRS to target their enemies. You can witness that from Donald Trump all the way on down. So the normal person doesn't have a snowball's chance of surviving the kind of money that it takes to fight that kind of assault back from the government, who is going to come at you with an unlimited amount of funds. If you took Trump's attitude, and people say, well, I like his policies, but I don't like his attitude. I'm sorry. I'm not looking for some milquetoast, mealy-mouthed person to go back to Washington, D.C. and try to be politically correct. Right about now, I'm ready to throw a Wolverine into a hen house. And that Wolverine that I'm throwing into the hen house, he better come out with chickens in his teeth. That is exactly why Donald Trump needs to go back into that White House, because he will hit the deck running on the first day. He already knows where the dead bodies are. He already knows where the skeletons in the closet are. He already knows how to turn this energy thing around so that we can start pumping oil on day one. I believe that within 6 months to a year, he might be able to turn this economy. If nothing else, the stock market ought to scream to the top, just that somebody with a brain cell working is about to be put back in charge of everything. But we need to get energy under control in order to even begin to attack inflation. The Federal Reserve artificially holding up interest rates is about to create a recession. The last thing that we need. Reducing energy to reduce the cost of fuel and trucking your food across the country and stocking the shelves is the only thing that is going to reduce grocery prices. Nothing else. Not the interest rate being held up on your FHA home loan to 6 or 8% is going to do anything but crush the economy in ways that we don't need it damaged. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to understand this. You drop fuel to $2 a gallon, and all of a sudden, everything that's shipped can afford to drop in price. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to move on to a jobs report that reported that in the past year, 825,000 citizens lost their jobs. The full-time jobs were down 251,000. And I learned that 1.2 million part-time jobs were primarily filled by illegal aliens that, if I'm interpreting this right, were what the Biden administration with Harris held up as a big successful government accomplishment. I don't think so. The jobs in my area where I live are scarce. Everybody would fight to get that job full time. There aren't enough to go around. And that suffering from this particular economic phase that is standing on recession to depression is something that we all need to focus on with regard to how we can get this economy started again. Last time, I think it took Donald Trump about a year to 2 years, and all of a sudden we started to lift off. In the real estate industry, the second and third year, we started to see lift off in a large way. In the fourth year, if we could have seen another 4 years of Donald Trump, we would have really seriously been able to repair a lot of the damage that had been left over from the fall of the Twin Towers in 2000 to the 2008 market crash. It was the first opportunity that we really had to fix some things that needed to be fixed that had been broken for a very long time. But this interruption by the Biden administration and the theft of this election crippled the United States at the Achilles heel. And it has brought the United States together in a way that we haven't ever seen before, but now we have to follow through. Every one of you needs to get out and vote. And if you're not registered, please go pick up the paperwork, get registered, vote, and try to help bring this country out of the position where it's at. Because right now, whether you're aware of it or not, I've learned again that somewhere in the last 18 months, as of October right now, food prices have jumped the most globally that they ever have. That's not good, ladies and gentlemen. When people in the United States are already working paycheck to paycheck, and they have to wonder where or how they're going to feed their kids in the United States of America next week, next month. Are they going to make the bills next week, next month? And somebody hands them a pink slip, and you're told that you can't even get welfare assistance, the type of care that you would think you could get as a United States citizen from your own government, but illegals are going to occupy hotels, get housing, EBT cards. They're going to get welfare assistance, $5,000 in cash, and you're standing in that line as an American and you watch this go down. You have to wonder how corrupt your government is. ladies and gentlemen, I can't wait till Donald Trump starts to take corrective actions. And the results of this, and in definition to this stolen election, the illegals that are swamping the country, the fight for this election on November 5, another situation where we had a voter registrar's office person who has ordered Tina Pierce to destroy all of the voting records from the machines. She preserved those records, and instead of being rewarded for doing the right thing, she was raided for over 4 years. She had a trial. She was made guilty in the course of that trial with a judge who sentenced her as a county clerk who dared to challenge the votes on the Democrats. The judge approved, the governor was from Colorado, and he sentenced this Gold Star mom to 9 years and denied her right to remain free until the appeal was done. The judge said no, immediate custody, and sent her to prison. I'm going to quote Wayne Allen Root right now, and he said that this is no different than the Soviets, the Nazi Gestapo, the East German Stasi, and the Soviet KGB. I could not have said it better. That is absolutely what this is. And if you think any of us has a chance against this kind of mafia, you better think again. I mean, this is the reason we have the First Amendment and the Second Amendment. And somebody needs to stand up for this woman. I don't know if Judicial Watch can help. I don't know if the Heritage Foundation can help. But when it comes to Tina Pierce, she absolutely deserves the help and the pardon of the United States U.S. Attorney General, the President of the United States, and those people that were involved in the cover-up. They're the ones that need to be turned around and put in jail. And I'll tell you what, I'd give them 9 years, and I'd give them 0 parole. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for something to fight for, that might be one of them, because the next thing you know, you might be the person who's even denied due process, not unlike the January 6th people, and you're going to be hauled away in the middle of the night on a raid in the middle of your house, and you're not going to be able to afford the attorneys to be able to do anything about it. This open border situation created by the Biden administration is nothing less than treason. The second Border Patrol agent has stated as a whistleblower that the cartels are running the border. And that doesn't seem to be a surprise to anybody that's really seen the flood that's taken place. And ladies and gentlemen, if you are interested in following VBS News Network, this is the Strike Zone. My name is Bill Jensen, and I will do my best to bring you current news and in-depth reporting regarding those activities that are going on in the local, state, and federal government offices, to and including the U.S. Congress and the Senate. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Bill Jensen. You're watching the Strike Zone with VBS News Systems.